Greetings and namaste. This is Shiva, your friendly neighborhood self-discovery and wellness coach, who's now online, but coming at you from the physical location of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Well, I almost didn't do the video today. So for some of you that might know or might not know, my goal is to simply get into the habit of putting out one video every day. You know, there's many thoughts that come into my head, many practices I'd like to share, but I figure, getting into a habit of just putting something out there at least once will over time build into something meaningful. But I almost didn't do the video. So let me share with you a story behind that, and maybe it will resonate with some of you, or maybe more of you than we'd like to believe or imagine. But it kind of comes down to the why of why we did a certain thing, or the why of why we did not do a certain thing when it needed to be done. In my days as an engineer, one of the roles I played, which I really enjoyed, was in the quality space. So one of the tasks that I had working for the organization at the time was ensuring the stellar quality of our products. These were products that were, life-saving products. Essentially, they were medical devices that went into a person's body. So, any issues with the products or any malfunctions directly impacted the health, the lifestyle, and could even be a life or death situation for the person those products were serving. So it was really important to get down to a really, really robust functioning level and a superlative quality of product. And so there's two ways to address issues or defects in a product. One is sort of the Band-Aid approach, right? You sort of put a Band-Aid on it, you kind of stop the bleeding. But if you stop there, chances are that that problem's going to come back at some point. Could be in the same way, shape, or form. Could be even worse, or could be so insidious that you don't realize it until it's blown completely out of proportion and created some damage that can be undone. So the onus was really on getting down to the second approach, which is root cause. What caused the bleeding in the first place? So rather than stop at the Band-Aid has its place. You got to put the Band-Aid on, stop the bleeding for now, but then you got to go to the root cause of what caused the problem, and might we be able to prevent it in the future. So bringing it to the wellness perspective, the reason why I didn't do the video was I sort of messed with my wellness protocol. I sort of disturbed the working design of things. So what happened was, I get up in the morning, do the basic stuff that needs to be done, and then I'm basically ready to do, some sort of a bodyweight workout / yoga practice, or both. Generally a bit of both, or depending on the day, I could go longer on both of those. But yesterday, I did not do that practice on time. I was doing some other things that came up unexpectedly, and before I knew it, my morning was gone, and I had lost that drive, that energy, that sweet spot, that routine to embrace what was good for me, what was part of my wellness. So that wasn't enough, Part 2 of this is, not only did I not do what I was supposed to do, I did what I was not supposed to do, which was turn to food to prop me up. So I overate. I had dosas, which is like a South Indian based crepe filled with potatoes and yummy spices. But I didn't stop at like the second dosa. I probably went in for the third one. And it kind of felt good in the moment, which is how a lot of these things go. They give you that sensory overload, that numbness, that emotional crutch, if you will, or support to get you through whatever imbalance you created. And when I say you, I'm talking about me and sort of the third person here that I created earlier on. And it just makes things worse. So at the end of the day, I was feeling crappy. And, my mind was fuzzy and my body felt heavy. My breath wasn't clear. And, the kids needed to be put to bed and, things of that nature. But I said, I still have 15 minutes. Or actually, my wife said 5 to 7 minutes, and then I had to come up and, help her with the kids. I said, I still have that. My shoes were on. I laced up, went out to the backyard, started my regular workout routine. By the time I felt it was time to go and get the, help out with the kids, I was 1/3 of the way into my circuit. And I just went up just to make sure, I'm not delaying things for the kids. But with the idea that if I have a few more minutes, I'll just continue the workout on the carpet in the bedroom. And that's what I did. I was able to do some of my bicycle crunches on the carpet. And by that time, my daughter came out, and then I had to dress her and, tuck her in and all that good stuff. But did that change my perspective? I didn't do the complete workout. I didn't do it on time. But when the light bulb went off that, Shiva, you're going down that slippery slope. Pick yourself up, buddy. I took action. I did what serves me well. And it still did. And it wasn't as if I overdid it or something, which is the other end of things, right? And made me wake up at night and have a fitful night instead of, a restful sleep. I slept just fine. I woke up this morning, and here I am before you. So the point here is that we all have self-sabotaging behaviors. And it's really prudent to take a pause and peel back the layers of why that happened. So in my case, the example I just gave you, the story I just told you, the incident I just narrated, why did I not want to do the video? Because I wasn't feeling up to it. Okay. Why wasn't I feeling up to it? Because I felt heavy and fuzzy and unclear, and I felt I didn't have the energy that I wanted to put out on these videos. Okay, why was that? That's like the third why, and this is like a 5 why principle I'm sharing with you here, of getting to a root cause of things. If you ask the right questions at the right points, the right whys, you'll get to the root cause. It's pretty effective in life, not just in like quality control. So yeah, why was I feeling that way? Oh, because I overate, and I shouldn't have eaten that much. My system couldn't take on that load. My brain got fried as a result because my gut wasn't working and supporting it. So why did I overeat? Because I didn't get into my workout routine, which sort of gives me the energy I need to make the conscious food choices and have clarity around my decisions and not look for crutches to prop me up for the rest of the day. So ergo, you kind of get to the root cause. If something's working for you, keep that going. Get that to the next level, but know when you're slipping back and come back on track. So that was a long one, but there's a related concept in this in Ayurveda that is called 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘢, which kind of means crimes of wisdom, if you will. Aparadh means an offense or a crime or, something wrong that was done. And pragya means intellect, knowledge, wisdom, discernment, that type of thing. Again, a lot of Sanskrit words are hard to explain with one, English word. They're polymorphic. They can be used in different contexts and therefore end up with different meanings. Just because Sanskrit likes to not have an expanded infinite set of words. It likes to work with a finite set of words that can be placed in different contexts. But the language piece is a different topic for a different day. But 𝘱𝑗𝐻₫ is a concept of 𝐷𝐢𝐫𝐬𝐵 that, is so relevant to our self-sabotaging behaviors, our self-sabotaging habits. So that's one take on it. The yoga take on it for me was simply breath. For me, breath is like the one thing. I asked this question in a comment the other day to someone who had been gracious enough to share their wellness perspective. And after reading their response, I was like, what's that one wellness practice that you would take to an island where, you could carry just this one thing, but you had to spend the rest of your life? And, their answer was they would leave their worrisome mind behind, which is a beautiful thing. And thank you, Pooja, for that. Hopefully you don't mind me mentioning your name, but I'm not mentioning your last name, and people can connect the dots if they will. And if you find I shouldn't mention your name, just let me know, and I'll make the adjustments. But she had a beautiful thought around what need not be taken, right? So what must be let go of for wellness? And for me, when I asked myself that same question, for me it was breath, because in yoga, breath prana is the basis of all life. It is the life force. It is the chi. It is that invisible energy that powers through all of creation as we know it. So for yoga, my 𝘱𝑗𝐻₫ was not giving myself that breath of clarity that day and getting off to a good start for the rest of the day. So again, this all ties into those concepts that I'm going to be layering in detail. The Brahma Muhurat, that gives you a good start to the day. The 𝘱𝑗𝐻₫, the self-sabotaging, and the power of breath. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I leave you with just a thought to take a pause and reflect on a couple of things. One, what self-sabotaging behavior might you have done today? Was it emotional? Was it physical? Was it intellectual? Was it spiritual? How did you not honor yourself? Or how did you dishonor yourself? Or how were you not optimally recognizing all of these aspects of your wholeness? And the second question I have is, did you pause to breathe deeply today? If you didn't, I'm going to stop right now. You take that pause. And on that note, I welcome you to more such breaths of wellness and joy. May the journey continue. This is Shiva, signing off.